I'm prepared to close. Mr. Chairman, while you may not know it from some of the language that's being used today, we are debating a poorly written, quote, reporting bill that will do nothing. This bill is full of empty rhetoric, makes no policy changes to address the outdated immigration system, and it provides no funding of any kind. All this bill does is attempt to produce a one-time politically motivated report on the so-called Biden border crisis. Just one report. That's it. Give me a break. And even though the entire bill is focused on reporting requirements related to the, quote, Biden border crisis, the bill doesn't even define the term. As if we needed any more proof that this is not serious legislation and is more about messaging than congressional oversight of the executive branch. Why are we continuing to waste our time marking up these meaningless messaging bills? I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again because the same resolutions keep coming up over and over again. So I feel like I need to repeat myself. The situation at the border is directly linked to the fact that the legal immigration system has not been modernized in 30 years. It has been left in chaos because it has not been updated to meet the needs of our country today. When the legal process is so outdated that it takes decades for green card holders to get their children into the country, or when employers simply can't get visas for the people that they need to hire because 2 million people are in processing backlogs, or when we have so few immigration judges that asylum seekers wait over 8 years to get their cases heard, well, then people turn to unscrupulous actors, including the cartels. The cartels promise desperate people that they can escape dangerous situations by paying cartels to get them in to seek safety by crossing the border. If my colleagues on the other side were serious about addressing the situation, they would work with us to fix the immigration system to provide people with workable ways to immigrate. That would disempower the cartels. It would ensure the integrity of the border. It would give us what we all want, which is order at the border that is fueled and made possible by a legal immigration system that works, a legal immigration system that provides pathways for people to come and work here, to be with their families, to contribute to our economy. That is what we need right now. But here we are. Instead of that, we are defending a bill with no chance of becoming law or solving the problem. Republicans are showing clearly what we Democrats have been saying over and over again, that they don't want to do anything that would help fix the broken immigration system. Instead of solving the problem, Republicans want to continue to weaponize the border as a political issue for this election year. Rather than debating meaningless bills, we should be exploring how to meaningfully reform the broken immigration system to expand lawful immigration to the United States, given the very clear and documented benefits that that brings. In 2021 alone, DACA recipients paid $6.5 billion in taxes. Refugees paid almost $28 billion in taxes, and TPS holders paid $2.2 billion in taxes. Likewise, in 2021, undocumented immigrants paid approximately $18.6 million in federal income taxes and $12.2 billion in state and local taxes. Recently, the Department of Health and Human Services released a study demonstrating that refugees and asylees generated $124 billion in fiscal benefits over 15 years. And the Congressional Budget Office, a nonpartisan entity, recently released a report finding that recent immigrants who joined the workforce will actually add $1 trillion of revenue to our country's GDP between 2023 and 2034. It's also estimated that putting undocumented immigrants on a roadmap to citizenship would not only increase U.S. GDP by $1.7 trillion over the next decade, that action would also raise wages for all Americans and create hundreds of thousands of new jobs. Unfortunately, Republicans talk a big game when it comes to immigration and border security, but instead of trying to pass thoughtful, bipartisan legislation to address the problems in our immigration system, they waste our time on bills like the ones before us today. And listen, you don't have to just take it from me. The fact is that the second most conservative Republican senator in the United States Senate crafted a bill with some Democratic support to put forward before us on immigration reform. And Republicans decided that they didn't even want to consider that bill or vote on that bill. You know why? Because Donald Trump told them not to, because it would take away what they see as an election issue. Well, I believe the American people are smarter than that. I urge my colleagues to oppose this meaningless bill and to see very clearly that Republicans are not interested in solutions. They're not interested in governing. They're just interested in meaningless messaging bills that try to divide us when really we should be celebrating the tremendous benefits that immigrants contribute to our country every single day. With that, I yield back.
Gentlelady yields. The gentleman from